13th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is Pompeo and Taiwanese dry pineapples. Former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo shared a photo of him playing chess while tasting dry pineapples from Taiwan. And this has something to do with Taiwanese Vice President William Lai. Why? Here are some points. A. Pompeo wrote as a proponent of freedom, enjoying some Taiwanese dry pineapple, checkmate. And the checkmate was obviously aiming at China. B. China unilaterally halted the imports of Taiwanese pineapples in March and claimed the reason to be commonly seen mini-bugs. And back then, the Vice President William Lai hosted an event to promote the exports of Taiwan pineapples to other countries. Well, if you pay attention to the Taiwanese dry pineapples, in fact, it is the same brand as the one that Pompeo ate. You can see over here, and this is Pompeo, and this is William Lai. Look at the brand. Is the same. Well, actually, do you remember the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Kathy Kraft? She often takes a Taiwan black bear to the United Nations with her. Well, now we know that it seems like there is a new Taiwanese symbol. Well, Taiwanese dry pineapple. You can see this is another symbol. D. The Taiwan Minister of Foreign Affairs confirmed today that Pompeo is likely to visit Taiwan this year. Well, might be in the summer. TSMC is a sacred mountain of Taiwan, Huguo Shenshan, and pineapple is a king among Taiwanese food. Those are Taiwan's spiritual symbols, and they are things that China can't beat. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 4 confirmed cases. They are imported cases coming from Bangladesh, Philippines, Ethiopia, and Ireland. First, I want to talk about U.S. President Joe Biden reassured chip summit for bipartisan support funds. Biden quoted from a letter that the Chinese Communist Party aggressively plans to reorient and dominate the semiconductor supply chain. And he also said, both sides of the aisle are strongly supportive of what we're proposing, and we're investing aggressively in areas like semiconductors and batteries. Well, in addition, TSMC chairman shows confidence in U.S. investment. We know that the chairman of TSMC, Mark Liu, and say that we're confident that the 5-nanometer process to be built in Phoenix, Arizona, will be one of the largest foreign direct investment projects in the history of the United States. On the other hand, U.S. urges Beijing to stop pressuring Taiwan. We know that the United States Department kind of wrote in an email that the U.S. noted with concern the pattern of ongoing PRC attempts to intimidate the region, including Taiwan. We urge Beijing to cease its military, diplomatic, and economic pressure against Taiwan and instead engage in meaningful dialogue with Taiwan. Furthermore, U.S.-Japan vowed to deepen security ties in the region. Japan Defense Minister Nobuo Kishi and U.S. Indo-Pacific Commander Admiral reaffirmed the importance of maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, and they agreed to deepen security ties to counter China's growing maritime assertiveness in the East and South China Sea. Also, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga planning to visit India, Philippines in April-May. Well, actually, the trip will be after he meets with Joe Biden on April 16. And the expected visits are seen as an attempt to stiffen the nation's resolve to resist growing Chinese aggressions in the Indo-Pacific region. Well, in the end, let's take a look at Japan to start releasing radioactive water from Fukushima in 2 years. We know that the Japanese government announced it planned to release Fukushima nuclear plant water back into the sea, and the U.S. expressed support. It said that it appears to have adopted an approach in accordance with globally accepted nuclear safety standards. However, China disagreed. It said this approach is extremely irresponsible and will seriously damage the health of the people in the neighboring countries. Well, as to my point of view, I kind of disagree with Japan's plan because it will kind of cause extreme damage on the fishery industry. I think Japan should consult with neighboring countries, such as Taiwan. That will be the view from today, and this is Catherine from Taipei. I hope you have a nice night, and I'll see you again.